In July 2002, 7 of us traveled with World Vision on a vision trip to East Africa. We visited countries impacted by the HIV pandemic. In Uganda, more than 1 million children have been orphaned by HIV. In Rwanda, a population of 8 million people, 400,000 children have been orphaned. Since 2002, churches in Greater New York, Lancaster, and Sioux Falls have sponsored 7,000 children. In the past year, 2 churches, Trinity Baptist in Manhattan and Crossroads Church in the Bronx, have launched hope campaigns. These 2 churches have sponsored 1,200 Rwandan children. This is their story.
On the day that we got to meet our sponsored children, we had a great day with them, and we got to have a meal with them and share some gifts with them. And it was a great day. It was a time of real celebration. We'd brought a bunch of soccer balls and some clothes and some things that the kids really appreciated.
And she told me it was actually the greatest day of her life, and she was so excited, but that she hoped I would have brought her a cow.
But while we were playing with these children, we looked up, and from nowhere, hundreds of kids came to this fence to look in on us.
And I just laughed, being a New Yorker. I'm like, what are you gonna do with a cow, a 9-year-old girl? And she said, well, then I could fertilize the soil and grow avocados and take care of my little brother. And then it dawned on me that this little girl is now really the head of her household in some way.
I think that probably made the biggest impact on me, was seeing those kids that still needed and desired to come over the fence and be with us.
It's unlike anything that I've ever seen in this country. And to see children who are without shoes, many of them without adequate clothing, most of them without good hygiene, living in homes of squalor with no electricity, cooking on open fires, having to walk sometimes miles for water. And even when they get it, they then have to bring it back and boil it so that they can use it. The need is overwhelming.
Yet, the closer you get to the people, the more you realize that truly we are all the same, desperately in need of a Savior for a million reasons, not only for the soul, but also for our well-being. And I think the main thing that blew my mind there was the sense of opportunity. Maybe back home not thinking we can do much, but our little bit over there is massive.
My husband and I actually just approached the congregation and said that they had a wonderful opportunity to get involved in changing the life of a child, and that we weren't asking them to, recruit 10, 20, 30 people, but that if they would be willing to speak to 5 people that they had relationship with, would they be willing to just sit with them and to talk to them about our trip? We took personal footage. We were able to show that to them and say, hey, this is for real. Something is being done. And so they actually use that as a tool as well.
Well, we brought people back from Rwanda, and there was just a real passion and energy with the people who went. And so we tried to take all of that passion and energy and funnel it into something that would produce some sponsorships. We started an email campaign where we asked people to email 90 to 100 of their friends. And we didn't ask them so much to recruit specific sponsors, but we asked them to tell their story 90 or 100 times.
And we sent out, each of us, 90 emails. And I don't have 90 friends, Mac. What we did was really reach down to the bottom of the barrel.
And we set up a secured website where we allowed people to just sponsor right there online, and that began to happen.
But the fun thing about that was that some of the folks that I hadn't talked to in a year or 2 or didn't know that well were so enthused by the idea that they took not 1 but 2 or 3 kids.
A lot of them we don't even know, and they are excited, and they have emailed back to us thanking us for the opportunity to get involved and do something.
Crossroads will not be the same. Crossroads hasn't been the same. I know the Lord has done a tremendous work through this, and the church as a corporate body and the church as individuals. So the impact is still going on.
I love what World Vision is doing out in Rwanda, because if you were to send checks in the mail to children that are in need, what a mess it would be. But this organization has done such a great job of making sure that the child represents really a doorway of blessing.
If one kid in the family is sponsored, the whole family gets medical care.
What they're able to do there, it's amazing. And we were able to tell people we were there, we saw it. You know, it didn't come from a magazine, didn't come from a movie or a picture, but we were physically there, and we can tell you that they know what they're doing, you know, and they've been at it for a while, and children are benefiting.
Our invitation to you is to join us in bringing more children over the fence. What stands between a child and a meal, a child and an education, a child and a future is little more than $1 a day in child sponsorship. We invite you to exercise leadership by mobilizing others into a hope campaign. Together, we can help save a generation.